welcome back to another Mr. Robot Monday. I do apologize for being a little bit late here this time. I was working with the Air Force this week, still am working with the Air Force this week, and traffic was horrible getting home. So yeah, I do apologize. Next week should be a lot sooner, a lot better. But yeah, anyway, here I am. But before we dive into today's Mr. Robot Monday, just want to give a quick reminder. You can find even more of literally everything over at savagehack.com. So be sure to check out the website. That's where you'll get the full blog write ups, deep dive videos, and all of the exclusive content. I am currently recording training videos, which should be out sometime next quarter. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Also, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share this with your friends. Following me on all social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, and now Twitch to kind of help spread the word of that. The more we grow with this, the deeper we can go into hacking, cybersecurity and tactics that definitely matter. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get into it. And again, welcome to Mr. Robot Monday. All right, so gonna go ahead and share my screen here. I picked out a box just kind of on the fly there. It is horizontal, kind of horizontal but tall. That's kind of play on words there. Looks like it's an easy box Linux machine, and it was created by Greybyte. So shout out to Greybyte. Let's see how awesome this the CTF is that you made. So went ahead and booted up the VPN, went ahead and got an IP address for the machine. So I'll go ahead and copy that, take this out of focus there. First thing I'm going to do is run an nmap scan. I'm not going to do all ports. I'm just going to do a basic scan on this. And then I will save that output using TAC-O into nmap.txt. And let's just see what ports are open. So I do see 20 and 80, or I'm sorry, 22 and 80 are open. So SSH and an HTTP server. So we'll go ahead and run a version scan as well as a script scan for those specific ports. And we'll see what services are actually running on those ports. If you're curious about the script that I just ran, that nmap script, it's just a little script that I wrote a while back to kind of help speed up the process with things, especially with OSCP if there's a ton of ports open. And I wanted to run that additional script scan and version scan on it. So I'll go ahead and cat out that nmap script.sh. So this is all it is. It just takes the output. It's a simple little bash script. It just takes the output from nmap and then places it into something that I can copy and paste to run a version and script scan on those specific ports from that output. That's all it is. Just makes things a little bit faster, especially if you have a ton of ports open. But, all right, so it looks like port 80 is running Nginx. Said did not follow to the redirect. So I'm actually going to copy that domain name here. And we'll go ahead and add that to our Etsy host file. What was that IP address? I totally forgot. Drawing a blank here. So it is 1010. Whoops. 10.10.11.105. And why did I do that? No, that's not what I meant to do. Did not mean to do that. There we go. Let's go back to the top there. And let's paste that in there. There we go. That worked that time. So we'll hit Control-O to save that. Hit enter, we saved, and then Control-X to back out of Nano. And looks like we got some comments here. Mr. E, yeah, what's up, brother? How you doing? Appreciate you joining on here. Side note there, yeah, if you're watching on any of the platforms with the exception of Instagram, I can see your comments pop up, so I can actually pull those up and respond to those. Unfortunately, Instagram doesn't support the same streaming. There's a little bit of issue there, so I'm not able to see those comments unless I actually pull up Instagram, which I'll try to check from time to time. But appreciate y'all being here, man. This is awesome. So we have that Etsy host file updated with the domain name there. So I'm actually going to go to that web server. Let's open up Firefox here and see what is on that web server that's running. Let's not do that. Let's actually go to HTTP and try it that way. There we go. All right. So we have the same name here, horizontal. I don't know if that's one of the CMS, the content managers of the web page that we're actually seeing here. Let's see. Let me drag this up a little bit. Home, feature, and about, it all goes to the same page. If you see at the bottom left hand corner over in here where my mouse is, you'll see if you hover over something and it has that slash hashtag next to it, it's just going to keep it on the same page. So it doesn't matter how many times you click it or anything like that, even though it seems like it's a clickable link. It doesn't really go anywhere. It just stays here. TTY, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? I appreciate you coming back. I do apologize for being a little bit late with this, man. I was working for the Air Force this week. Still got to go in tomorrow and all that stuff too. But traffic was just absolutely horrible trying to get home, so I wasn't able to make it on time. But here we are. All right, let's see. Looks like it's just a basic page. I don't see anything really like crazy, like filled out, but be buying my OSCP today. Oh, dude, that is awesome. Yeah, man. If you need any tips or anything like that, any help on anything that you don't understand, let me know. I got mine back in May of 2023. I couldn't remember if it was 22 or 23, but yeah, back in May of 2023. Uh, are you doing the OSCP Plus as well? Because I don't have that one. Apparently, it's a new thing that just came out recently. I saw it on OffSec's site. All right, I'm not seeing anything crazy there. So I'm gonna view the page source. OSCP Plus, yeah, brother. You have to let me know how that is, man. The one that I did, they had just introduced like the new labs that they have, like the OSCP A and B and C labs. Or they call them pre-test, I guess. They had just come out with those whenever I took mine. Super helpful. It was a lot better than the previous labs that they had because I was actually working some of the labs, and they didn't really quite pertain to what the exam had, and I can't speak too much on like specifics of that because I don't want to like lose my cert for live streaming answers or anything like that. But those practice exams really help, man. Definitely focus on those once you've gone through all of the material. I'm a CPTS cert holder, and I heard that it should. Yeah. That I've heard the same thing too. I don't have that cert, but I have heard that from quite a few people that I know that do have both. So you should be good to go with that, man. Are you doing the what is it, like the 30-day one? Or are you doing the annual one where you get the full year? I had to do the full year. There's no way I had enough time to like cram all of that in 30 days. I don't understand how some people do unless like their job is paying them to do that. All right, I didn't see anything on page source. I'm actually going to run a directory buster. I don't know if I'll just run derb. Make it a little bit easier this time. A little bit faster. They removed the 30-day one. It's only. Oh man, I didn't even know that. That shows how much I've been keeping up with that. Oh, that's awesome. 90 days or a year. Yeah. I was always confused about the 30-day one. I just don't understand how people would have had time there. 90 days, 90 days is doable, but you'd still have to cram like quite a bit, especially if you're new to it though. But it seems like you'd be just fine with your knowledge base right now with the 90-day. So we'll do horizontal.htb, and we'll just run a directory scan there. We'll kind of see if there's any other hidden directories we might be able to find here. While that's running, Just take a peek at everything here, just in case there's something I missed on the other page there. But whoa, handshake. What is that? Oh, SVG. Got me excited there. I saw handshake. See if our scan came back. Oh, it's still generating the word list. This does take a little bit of time. That's why I generally start out with the small version of this word list here. The medium one takes a little bit. I wouldn't go above the medium, especially for a CTF, unless I had like a custom word list. There we go. It's starting to run now. So we'll let that run. Uh, kind of poke around here. Looks like just basic website things, CSS images. See if there's anything good in there. Whoa, didn't mean to double click that. Close that out. I didn't see anything in the page source. So, and if I don't find anything from this, I might just run another in-map scan for all the ports. Might even include UDP ports. It is a Linux box. Let me pull up their page again here. It's called Horizontal Easy Linux Box. It is retired, just like all the other ones I do, because I don't want to violate their terms of service there. But it is a Linux machine. No cookies. Let's see what these headers. Whole lot of nothing. Whole lot of nothing. Hopefully the scan will give us something back. And if not, we can check for subdomains as well. do, 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 do. Chunk vendors. Got anything? Nothing yet. This is the slow part of hacking is letting things run to try and find out more information. Sometimes it does get a little bit slow. Actually, let me see here. We'll pull up YouTube, pull up some music. I'm just in the mood for some music. Hopefully this doesn't drown out my voice though. I haven't tested the actually let me pull up. I haven't tested the volume or anything like that on background music, so hopefully this doesn't drown me out. Try to run 1K threads. Yeah, yeah. Uh, that's actually something I'm kind of glad you brought that up too. Is that's something I was going to bring up in the training thing that I'm doing. I'm currently recording. Uh, I'm kind of basically like going through all the tools like you would normally use, and not only showing like their footprint and things like that, but like how all of the parameters and extra things that you can use with them work. Right. A lot of like documentation is a little bit dry, kind of hard to follow. So I'm trying to like liven that up with the training that I'm recording. So we'll see how it turns out. I feel like it's going to be a good thing, but you never know. Everybody kind of learns in their own ways. Like some people would rather just read. Completely fine there. Just trying to assist those people that uh, get kind of stuck. Analysis paralysis, so to speak, whenever they're reading those documents. Let's see. Yeah, actually, I'll have to test that out some other time for the background music. I just don't want to drown that out or like hurt your guys' eardrums because that'd be bad. What is this script though? What is this JavaScript? Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Starting to wonder if this may not be the way. I might have to check for subdomains. So I might run a subdomain uh, or like FFUF subdomain scan using one of their word lists. If I don't find anything there, not really sure. Yeah, yeah, it definitely is. I didn't take enough notes on it, so I always forget the certain parameters and stuff that are needed in that. Like I always have to do like a refresh every time I use it, man. Like I'm like having to Google shit, what was that command? Like I couldn't quite remember. But it is, man, it's really good. Like there's a lot you can do with it. It is fairly simple to use. It's just some of the parameters I forget, so I end up like flooding my screen with all of this nonsense that I just don't need. So yeah, I'll end up having to Google and kind of figure that out. But all right, yep. Let me. This doesn't do anything. I'm gonna try FFUF. We're gonna look for some subdomains. Which, like I said, I'm gonna have to Google that because I don't really recall. That's my go-to. Before it was GoBuster. It's all just within time. Yeah, yeah, for sure. GoBuster was really good too. Sometimes, actually, a lot of the times I like using Dirbuster just because of the GUI. It makes things a little bit easier for me, especially if I haven't done it in a long time. But yeah, I need to get back in the habit of using FFUF. It's definitely a really great tool, especially for the what do you call it? The subdomains there. So TechU, I'm gonna have to find a different word list. I don't need these parameters here. I don't know what I was looking for the last time. So word list. Actually, Let me find out where I have that sec list saved. Let's locate sec list. Whoops. Oh, hit the wrong arrow key. There we go. Which one was it? There's one specifically for the subdomains, not passwords. Yeah, whatever. So we know where it's saved. That's completely fine. So it's on Savage Hack /seclist. So we'll do home, Savage Hack, and then sec lists. I don't remember which thing it's under. Damn it. I'm wanting to say it's under a DNS folder. It's been a while since I've used seclist though. So we'll do cd /sec lists. Did I not type it right? What the hell? Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. Did I not type it right? Oh, I did cd/. That's why I'm an idiot. Let's see. Maybe fuzzing. Might be discovery. Let me see discovery. Yeah, DNS. Okay, yeah, there it is. Subdomains. Cool. If you're not familiar with these word lists, oh my bad. You even told me there. Sec list, discovery, DNS. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I wasn't looking over it there. My bad. Yeah, if you're not familiar with these word lists here, SecList is freaking awesome. They have word lists for pretty much any kind of scan you could think of. So right now we're going to be using one of these subdomains scan or word lists. So we'll do discovery, DNS, and then which one do I want to use? Might as well just use a big one, right? And we don't want to fuzz that. We actually want to fuzz before that. So we'll do fuzz dot, and then what was our IP address? T1000. Okay, yeah. So we'll do 1,000 threads there. Yeah, yeah. So it goes fast. Let's get it. All right. I can just use the. I don't need the IP address because I already set up the or the domain name there. So we'll do horizontal.htb. I'm probably gonna get hit with a billion things. Nope, that didn't run right. Let me see. Gonna have to Google this real quick. Not a big deal. We'll figure this out. Oh, wait. I think it has to be host because we're not using an IP address. Host. Just like that, I believe. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. We'll find out. I think, yes. -H because U is for URL and then H is for the host. No, maybe I was wrong. Header. Okay. Yep, gonna have to Google that. Oh wait. Dear God, I'm off today. Yeah, so -H and then host for the header. So we still need the URL. So I still need to do attack U. So we'll do that. We'll do attack U, and then it was HTTP horizontal.htb. It's been a while since I did that. Okay. Well, we're making progress. We're just hitting a bunch of 301s. So I need to filter that out, and that I don't recall. Let's see. FFUF. Yeah, I don't know if it let me copy this. So the issue I'm running into right now is obviously you can see we're hitting status 301 for all of these. Like it shouldn't be displaying that. I just need to filter this out so we get only status 200. And then we also I can filter out for a different size because if you notice they're all the same size, and that's not something we're trying to hit on because it's just going to show the same thing over and over again. So there's different ways to filter this. I just don't recall offhand, but I'm about to find out. FC, so tech FC, and then we can do FS for the file size. Okay, so let's do TAC F. Actually, I'll do FS, and that is 194. 194. Let's try that. There we go. There we go. So now we're getting hit. So we got www, obviously, and you see how the size is different, right? So it looks like we got an API prod as well, and the size is different there. Uh, let's see, filter size first before status code. Yep, yep. Hey, yeah, good point. Good point. And that's something that I remembered there from one of the previous ones that I've done before because I ended up filtering from the status code only. And while the status code was still the same as the rest, the size was different. So it went completely unnoticed for a long time, too. And that was something I had to backtrack on. Super, super frustrating, let me tell you. But I remember that. You always remember your big failures, like for some reason, more than like any of the successes you have. So that's a good way to learn. Keep failing until you learn. But if I can show you some tricks along the way, and obviously, if TTY there can can help show you some tricks. Definitely use those. Put them in your toolkit. Alrighty. So it looks like we do have a subdomain here of API prod. So I'm going to take that. Actually, we'll add it to our what we call it sudo nano etsy host file. Where is horizontal? There it is. Oops. And hit Control O, enter to save, Control X to back out of that. So now we can go and visit that subdomain. API-prod horizontal. Okay, so it says welcome. We're making progress. Okay. So now let me go ahead and run another scan here. I'll just run derb again since I already got it pulled up. I just need to add that subdomain there. API-prod horizontal.com or .htb. And let's see if we can find another web page or something there. Oops. Welcome to your API. So I have a feeling there's going to be either some kind of other web page here or directory here. View the page source. See if there's any cookies or anything. Where's the... Nope. X powered by Strappy.io. I don't know what that is. Strappy.io. We'll look that up in a second because there might be some stuff there. Okay, so we got some stuff here. We got reviews, user, admin. Try admin. That sounds like a good place to go. Okay, so Strappy. I wonder if let's try admin, and then we'll look up default credentials. If that, yeah, we try admin password. Login, nope. And let me try Strappy. Nope. All right. So let's check out what is Strappy. Default credentials. I don't really see any default credentials. Let me see Strappy exploit. See if we can bypass it. Maybe it's a SQL injection or something there. Unverified. No idea if this would work. I didn't see a version number. I don't know if I missed that or not. Yeah, I don't see. I don't see a version number there, so I don't know if this would work or not. I think there was other directories here. So users, reviews. Let me check those out and see if I can find a version number. Forbidden. Okay, understandable. Was it reviews or review? Singular. Okay. So I have a name. There's John Doe and Whale. Yeah, no version number. Huh. Okay. So I don't know if this will even work. Let's see what it does. Hmm. Let's see if there's any other information I might have missed there. I don't know. Welcome back. Welcome back. So I don't know how much you missed, man, but I found this subdomain here of API-prod. So I went to it. It's got a welcome page. Ran another directory brute force scan. Found that it has a /admin/users/review. Hey, Gage, welcome. Welcome to the live stream, Mr. Robot Monday. Since this is your first time, man, all I do is pick a random box from hackthebox.com. And I actually have to pick the retired machines. That way I don't violate their terms of service. But yeah, I'll pick a random box and basically hack it live. Hopefully I make it through the whole thing. But sometimes I do get stuck because this is very time consuming. But yeah, man, if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Type it in the chat there. Try to answer as best I can. I appreciate you joining the stream. TTY said, "Welcome, Gage." All right. Oh yeah. So went to slash admin. Let me go back to it actually. Yeah, completely fine, man. TTY, he's very knowledgeable on this too. He likes to help people out, especially when they're asking questions. So if it's something I don't see right away, he usually picks up on it. He's pretty good about that. Let's see, you're going through Security Plus currently, as well as doing introductory hacking with NCL. That is awesome, dude. That is awesome. What's the original puzzle? Let me pull that back up for you real quick. So this is the machine that we're working right now called Horizontal Linux Machine Easy. It's on hackthebox.com. Security Plus, man, that was a good one. I actually I failed that one my first time. I was actually doing it remotely, and my computer just froze, and I ended up running out of time, and I couldn't get it back working. So I had to retake that exam. But it's a good one, man. Really, really, really good for any kind of cyber job. Getting that foundation to security there. So that's awesome, dude. All right. Let's check out this. Forgot my password. No, guess not. I scheduled it in person for that yeah, yeah, definitely the way to go. It was actually during COVID that I took it, so I didn't even have the option to go in and take it. Unfortunately, all I could only do it remote because none of the proctors in the area were opening their doors at that time. It was just one of those weird moments in time, I guess. How do we find out what version this is? Let me see. Strappy version check. I don't know. We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna try it anyway. Let's see. All right. Let's see. So it imports requests, JSON module, system module, define check versions. Okay, so it checks a version for you. Checking strap EC. Okay. So I guess it's gonna check it for me. Where does it go? So it sends a request to the URL slash admin slash I in it. Let me see if I can just do that myself. So yeah, under admin. Nope. All right, so what is it doing? So it's resetting the password. All right, man. Let's give it a shot. Because at the very least, we'll see what version we're running should this actually work here. So we'll do nano strappy.py, paste that in there. Python 3, strappy.py. Forget what parameters we needed. So We just need the URL, which is forget what API dash prod. API dash prod. Actually, let me HTTP API dash prod dot horizontal dot htb. Okay. So do we have remote code execution here? Who am I? Oh, don't expect to see an output. So let's see if we can reach out to ourselves. So I'll set up Python simple server on that. Let's just see if we can reach out and hit ourselves. I'll use wget http. What is mine? 10, 10, 16, 17 on port 8000. And I'll do test.txt. Okay, so yeah, we do have remote code execution here. I was able to reach out to myself. So we'll need to grab something from revshells.com. Let me pull this over here. If you're not familiar with revshells.com, it is a reverse shell generator. It has reverse shells in pretty much every language you can think of. Very, very helpful tool because all you have to do is input your IP address that you want the reverse shell going to. So in this case, it's 10, 10, 16, 17. And then what port you want to run it on, right? So I generally just stick with the 4444 due to Metasploit. Kind of stuck in my habits there, I guess. So what we are going to do, should I reach out and download one? Because then I'll have to run. I'm trying to think of the best course of action. I can either have it reach out and we'll download it, which actually might be a good idea. Let me try that real quick. So I'm actually going to pull up my Notion notes, which is here, and we'll go into my notes of the MSF Venom payloads. So we'll do a Linux stageless 64-bit. Go ahead and copy that command. And this is why it's really good to take notes, because there's no way in hell I'm going to remember that. And I would have to go through probably like 4 minutes of going through the different payloads there just to remember, as well as the parameters, right? So we'll go ahead and copy that. Let me stop this simple server from running here. I'm going to change that name to shell.elf. And we'll do port 4444. And our IP address, do 10, 10, 16, 17. Go ahead and run that. We'll get that shell.elf, and then we will set up that simple server again and download it. So let's do Python 3. Yep, just like that. We'll do wget http 10, 10, 16, 17, port 8000, and it is called shell.elf. All right, so we have it on there. So now we'll need to open up a listener. So we'll do nc-nvlp 4444. And then I will make that executable. So we'll do chmod plus x and then shell.elf. Remember, we are running blind here. So, and then I would do bad request, huh? Ooh. Oh, yep, we got it. It's right here. Cool. Who am I? So I am Strappy. All right, so we're in. So that worked. Let's see. Download it and have it execute via memory, which is all in one line. Yeah, yeah. I guess I could have done it that way. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I wish I would have saw that in time. Would have saved me an extra step there. Appreciate that, man. All right. So we have that remote code execution. We have an interactive shell now. So we have our foothold. Where did my Notion notes go? Because I need to get a stronger shell there. So we'll go to shell stability here. I'll copy this little script, paste that in there, and we have a little bit of a stronger shell there. Perfect. So now we have our foothold. Um, we don't have a password or anything. So actually, what I'm gonna do, we'll go to cd/home developer. Huh? All right. So we got that user.txt. Well, let me go ahead and copy that, and we got our first flag. I will paste that in, submit. I don't think this was crazy hard. I actually think this was very easy. Uh, Actually, no, it was kind of a piece of cake, right? Like we didn't really do much. Like there wasn't really anything to do other than run some scans, right? Like that wasn't anything crazy. So I'll just do that as piece of cake. It was just time consuming because of the scans, but yeah, it wasn't anything wild, right? We found a random exploit on the internet that actually happened to work, even though it's not verified. Cool. All right, so now we got to find some Privesk here. So what I'm gonna do, actually, what was on his composer dash setup PHP my project? What's my project? Is that a folder? He does have SSH in here. cd.ssh. Permission denied. I was hoping I'd have access. That would have been easy. Huh. Permission denied. Let me see if I can run anything for sudo. Nope. Don't have that password. All good. Permission denied, so I can't even look at my project. All right, so I'm gonna go to home or the temp folder, and we're gonna download linpeas. But first, I need to make sure I'm in the correct directory because it is not in there. It's in my downloads directory, and I can't spell downloads apparently. Python 3, run that server. Did not mean to do that. Of course, I did it twice. Third time's a charm, right? There we go. All right, so we'll download linpeas and run that, and we'll see what all we have on here. Chmod will make it executable, so we'll do linpeas or chmod plus x linpeas underscore fat.sh. Make that executable. Let me go ahead and pull this up to a bigger screen here, and we'll run linpeas underscore fat.sh, and let's see what it might be able to provide. So linpeas, I try to explain this in my in most of the live streams, right? Like especially for the newcomers here. So linpeas is a Linux privilege escalation script. Uh, it runs all kind of different scripts and commands to get more information, and it kind of focuses its efforts in finding a Privesk vector, right? So as you can see here, that under the under the legend, red and yellow, that's going to be a 95% PE vector. So anything red and yellow like that, you're definitely going to want to look at because that's more than likely going to be your approach to get root. Outside of that, anything red, you should definitely take a look into. Your first time using this, your first like few times using this, you're going to see a ton of information. You're going to have to parse through a lot, but then you'll kind of grow to understand hey, this is normal. This is what normal looks like. So it'll still have things in red that might pop up, and you're going to be like, okay, but that's usually normal. It's usually like that, so you may not think twice about it later on. Um, you'll get better and better at like parsing through this information the more you actually interact and use it. So we'll let that keep scanning there. This is a script you can get by itself if you just want to run that Linux exploit suggester, and it'll tell you what kind of CVEs it might be vulnerable to, and it kind of gives you whether it's probable, less probable, or highly likely. Pretty cool script. Had to use it a lot during my OSCP journey. All right. So it looks like it's all strappy running processes and stuff on here. Not seeing anything crazy yet. Okay, so we got some internal services running here. Port 1337, port 8000, and 3306, which is MySQL. So it's got a database running. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Oh, oh, I gotta back up. I didn't see all these messages. Sorry. My favorite challenges. Actually, I'm a big fan of the OffSec labs. Those challenges are pretty cool. Uh, Hack the Box has really good ones too. It's just that they do take a lot of time, but Hack the Box is generally more like realistic in most cases in what you would see in the real world there. But currently, I've been loving forensics. Yeah, I kind of dabbled a little bit in forensics, and I kind of work somewhat kind of within that realm in my job, but I don't necessarily do full blown like forensics. So I'm starting to learn a little bit more. When it comes to that. One more puzzle left before we move on log analysis. But yeah, that's all real good stuff to know, man. Especially if you're going to go on the offensive side of things too, is to understand how logs are created, stored, and you know uh, be able to know like your own footprint that you're creating. So that's good stuff. Yeah, no worries at all, dude. I've been doing this for a little bit, and I'm still learning stuff every day, man. It's a constant learning. Looks like we got a username and password there. Developer. Let me store that real quick. Let me see if I can just like SSH in as developer. Developer at what was this called? Horizontal htb. Yes. See if he does password reuse. He does not. Maybe. Did I copy that right? Nope, guess not. Learning offset because we were forced to for class. I want a good grade. Yeah, man. I both sides of it are cool in my opinion. Like there's awesome stuff that the defensive side gets to do. There's awesome stuff that the offensive side gets to do. Uh, that's pretty dope though. Run an own company and find vulnerabilities in the company. Yeah, yeah, that'd be dope. All right, so we have a MySQL password for developer at least, so we can try and log in as him or her. Could be a her. I don't know. Just assuming here. Let's see what else we got. Okay. So I'm kind of curious because so we have that SQL database running, right? But there was also some other services running, and this one specifically has me kind of interested, right? Like that's not something you're generally going to see something running on port 1337 like that. Like obviously it's elite, right? So I kind of want to take a peek at that. So what I need to pivot into it. So what we need to do is create persistence here. So there's no home set for this, and we aren't that user. Where did we come in at? We were at opt strappy. So I'm going to create some SSH keys here. Try that. Mm, what is it? My API. And we'll do ID underscore RSA. That'll work. No passphrase. No passphrase. Okay, let's make sure it's there. So we'll cat out ID underscore RSA dot pub. Didn't mean to do that. Meant to cat that out. So we'll copy this. We'll create this on our attack machine. Guess I can close that. And then what should we call it? Let me just delete what's there, right? So we'll RMRF ID RSA because I won't need that. That was from another machine. And then we'll just use nano ID. There we go. Paste that in there. Exit. And then we need authorized keys, right? So I will need to uh wait, I think I did this backwards. Why did I do that? Let me see if I can do this. We'll SSH in as Strappy, right? Strappy horizontal HTB. Oh no, dude. Yeah, that always sucks, man. I've been going through it. I had to work all of last week and then rolled into the weekend doing the Air Force thing, and then now all of this week doing the Air Force thing, and then I have to work this weekend for the Air Force, and then after that I roll back into work. So I'm not even getting a break, man. That sucks though. Yeah, so I'm in the Air Force Reserves. I'm just a traditional reservist though, but we have to do our 1 weekend a month and then 2 weeks a year. And so I'm kind of on one of those weeks for the 2 weeks a year right now. But I do cybersecurity to a certain extent on my civilian job. I just don't want to say where that is or exactly what it does or what I do there because I don't want to. I don't like to mix the two, with my hobby here. Got out in the Navy in 2023. Oh, dude, thanks for your service, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I was active duty for almost 11 years from August of 2009, and then I separated January 25th of 2020, and ended up going right into the reserves after that. I was security forces. I was a cop, in the Air Force. Got to do a lot of cool shit there, but ended up transferring over into uh, infrastructure for the Air Force, cyber trends. So yeah, that's awesome, man. Got a fellow veteran here. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Thank you for your service, man. All right, did I not type that in correctly? I'm just gonna use the IP address. Oh wait, what am I doing? I need to use that ID RSA. Tech I RSA. Yes. Trappy's bad. Unprotected. Oh wait. Mod 600. It's still gonna ask for password. Okay, yeah. So we'll just do this the other way then. I did this backwards for some reason. Well, let's see what you said here. Appreciate support. Thank you for yours. Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. Army 7 years, first Gulf War vet. Love cyber. Ah, that is awesome. Welcome to the stream, by the way, and thank you for your service. That is a lot, man. We're full of military people here tonight. That's awesome. I'm digging it. Absolutely digging it. All right. Anyway, let me go to let's do it this way. Whoops, cd.ssh. And I will cat out that ID underscore RSA.pub. We're gonna add this to authorized keys. So I'll just make a directory, make directory of .ssh, and then cd into that. And then we will need to echo this out, which I need to put in a one-liner because we don't have the most stable shell there. So we'll do echo that into authorized underscore keys. Let me copy and paste that. Boom. Hopefully that went through. Looks good to me. So let me try this again. Accept. Hmm. Oh shit! I may need to create different keys. I'm not really sure. I don't know why that's not working there, but hey, Shell, thanks for joining in. I hope I'm not boring you too much, but definitely appreciate you being here. And TTY said, thank you for your service as well. Yeah, so basically I'm just trying to create SSH keys in there. I may need to just create new ones because this may be yeah, let me just go ahead and do that. Redo this. We will RM RF authorized keys. And I will need to paste that again. Accept. I just need to put it in there. So we'll do this like that. Copy that. Perfect. Okay. Nope. Still asking for password. Damn. Huh. Does the authorized keys have to have? Yeah, I forget too. I may have to look that up because I feel like this should work. It's a great question. Let me look that up. Let me try it. Let me try 600. 600. No, still asking for a password. Hmm. Trying to think. Authorized keys have to have. Yeah. Okay. Let's try that. Let's try chmod. Appreciate that. 644. Authorized keys. I can't spell today. We'll try that again. 644. Authorized keys. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here. Yeah, I'm definitely doing something wrong. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? So I created SSH keys. I cat out the .pub. I place that into authorized keys. Now I'm using ID RSA, which was part of that. I don't understand. Don't understand what I'm doing wrong here. Let me try and. Let me try this. It may have been because I was in a different folder, and this one has the environment variables here. As you can see, it has the bash RC, the config, and all that in this folder. So it may have been a folder issue there. Let's see, paste. So let me try this. Let me. Oh wait, I didn't have a password. So yeah, I think that's what it was. Now it's still asking for Strappy's password. That's wild. Okay, so that worked to a certain extent. Yeah, it's still asking for his password. That's wild. I'm trying to think of like because if I can't get those SSH keys, I may have to move like laterally into developer. Um, hmm, because so essentially what I'm trying to do is get a way to SSH in so that we can pivot into, and I may just have to do this with like Chisel or something like that without this SSH stuff. I may just have to open up multiple shells here, which is fine. Yeah, it's just kind of a pain in the ass. I would rather just SSH in to check that out, but we'll see what we can do here. I may just do I have Chisel? Let me see. Chisel. Yeah, I do have Chisel. So if this is your first time messing with pivoting or anything like that, Chisel's a really good tool to pivot into the network, right? So we have internal services running. You can only access them from being on that internal network. And we technically are connected to the internal network because we have this foothold here, right? So what I was trying to do was get SSH keys onto here so that we could SSH in as this user. Uh, Unsuccessful with that. Not a big deal. Completely fine. Actually, one more thing. I'm gonna try one more thing. Now that I'm kind of talking through it, let me try one more. So we'll do .ssh, and then no. Okay. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Okay, yeah. As I was talking myself through it. So the ID underscore RSA key that I had. Let me see what you said real quick. For moving laterally, did you check the web directory? No, no, I didn't. I did not. But it looks like we don't need to at the moment. But let me see. Been fun. I gotta go early. Good luck. See you next week. Hey man, yeah, definitely appreciate you joining the stream, dude. Always, as always, I should say. It's been a pleasure. Appreciate you watching. All right. So yeah, so we're logged in as Strappy now. So we do have that persistence there. So what I was gonna do was run Chisel back to that. So Chisel has two different parts to it, right? During it's all within the same app. You have a server, and then you have the essentially like a workstation, right? You upload the thing here, and you run it like as a server, and then you connect to it from your attack station, and it allows you to pivot into their network, so you can set it up so that you can uh, run proxies, right? So if I were to turn on Foxy Proxy, I already have it set up so that all the traffic's going to go through port 1080 there. And then you can visit the web pages from your browser as if you were actually in, their network. So pretty cool stuff. SSH just makes it a bit easier because it's just one line. You don't have to set up a bunch of stuff. So what I'm gonna do is pull over my notes once I find where I put them. Nope, that's not it. There we go. We'll do offense, pivoting, and we'll do SSH. Actually, yeah, while I have this pulled up, I can actually kind of show you. So chisel. So on my Kali machine, I would set up as the server, right, running on port 8000, and I would have reverse so that the traffic flows both ways. Excuse me. And then on whatever, your target machine, you would upload that as the client, and then you would specify what port to connect on, right? So we're using port 8001 in that case. You select port 8001, and then for that reverse, the reverse traffic there, it would go through 1080 socks. Uh, from there, after you run this command on there, you're able to basically run any kind of commands on that network, right? You're pivoting from that machine that you compromised into other machines, if that makes sense, or to internal services. Pretty cool stuff. So we will pivot using SSH. And let's see, I don't recall. Was it I think it might have been this first one, maybe. I don't know. I need to make better notes there. Mm, yeah, let me copy that. Let me try this one. If this doesn't work, I have to try the other one. So whoops. So it is horizontal.htb and it is strappy. Yeah. So what I was doing wrong earlier was that the ID RSA key that I had was actually password protected, and I just wasn't typing in the password. My fault. I'm an idiot. It is what it is. But alrighty. Yeah, we can do 9050. That's fine. 9050 is already in use. Did I? Why is that already in use? Do 1080 then, I guess. I don't know. Since we already have it set up for port 1080, I'm going to see if this works. So in theory, we should be able to go to localhost and then port 1337. We should be able to see something. Nope, definitely not working correctly. Let me see. This may take me a moment. It's been a little bit since I've done this. May require some Googling. Or actually, no, okay. All right. Yep. More Googling. So let's see. SSH pivot. We'll just do it from here. Local port forwarding. So -L. We just copy this. Let's see if that works. Oops, didn't mean to do that. There we go. So we are at Strappy at horizontal.htb. Let's change that username, Strappy. And we're 8,000. I don't know what this IP address is. I would imagine this would be localhost, right? Like, I don't. Mm, didn't really explain the commands there. Not a big deal. Yeah, if you don't use this stuff every day, like you kind of forget, not a big deal. That's what Google's for. It's amazing. Yeah, this is what I need to do. SSH-L and then a port number, localhost, port number, and then remote host, right? Yeah. So I don't know what all this is. So port number first, right? So we'll do port 8,000. Because I believe, yeah, 8,000 was one of them, and then 1337 was the other. Oops. Then we'll need -I ID underscore RSA. Fingers crossed. Nope. Something's wrong there. Hmm. I think this needs to be here first, SSH-I, and then that. Let's try that. Nope. Very, very confused. Very, very. Oh, dude, I'm an idiot. I spelled his name wrong. You guys could have helped me out with that. Could have been like, hey, idiot, you're spelling his name wrong. There we go. See if that works. Okay, so we're logged in, right? So now should be localhost. Localhost and then port 8,000. And we got something. Hey, it worked. So now we're pivoting, right? Uh so the -L parameter, what we did is we're opening up port 8,000 to the local host, right? Which is us, for all traffic from port 8,000 while SSHing into it, right? So there was an internal service running on port 8,000 that we noticed. And so that's why I set it up to take all of that traffic from 8,000 to run it through our local host on port 8,000. So now if we visit our local host, we're actually visiting horizontal.htb on port 8,000 on the internal network. So it looks like it's running Laravel version 8. I have to see if there is a exploit for that. So 8.4.2. Let me close out some of these windows here. I don't need all of these right now. So it just says version 8. I don't know what version. I don't think it says one, does it? All right, so this script is designed to exploit the RCVE vulnerability identified in several Laravel versions known as the CVE, but I don't see any. I guess that's the same one, huh? Same one, just different script. I don't know. We'll give it a shot. If that doesn't work, I'll keep looking and I'll check out that 1337 port that we saw that was open. So let's download this. We'll open up that Python virtual environment here. Boom. And let's install all of those requirements. Let's check it out. Docker POC. Let me try running it. Let me see. I don't know what parameters it needs. I think it had a dash H thing in there for help. Python 3. Whoops. Whoops. Cancel. Enter host. So we are on HTTP localhost port 8000. Wait, do I need to add in the port later? Nope. Maybe. Okay. Localhost port 8000. The host is using a patch version. Use the force parameter to bypass this check. Let's try it. Force. Oh, has a list of execute. Execute. I have no idea what just happened there. What did I do? Oh, okay. So we do have root running that. That's phenomenal. Holy crap. That's crazy. Oh. Also, remember you got credentials for MySQL. Oh, yeah, yeah. Good point. Good point, man. But it looks like we just got root there. Yeah, we do have the credentials here for MySQL. I wonder if that was a different approach, or not approach, what different pathway, because maybe I was able to extract some stuff. I'll actually check that out here in a second too. But it looks like we do have remote code execution as root now. So I need to find like a where is my rev shells? We'll do like a little one liner here and then see if we can catch a reverse shell. So I'll need to set up a listener. 4444. Let me go ahead and make this into payload here. Actually, let me just see if I can run it like that. We'll see if this works. It may not. Let me minimize that. Go back to our thing here. So we'll do execute. Undetermined quoted string. Oh, okay. So maybe, am I able to do it without the quotes like that? I don't think that's going to work because it's Linux, right? And I have spaces. Didn't mean to interrupt your train of thought. Let's see what we can get from Laravel. Yeah, no worries, man. No, I definitely appreciate any kind of feedback there. Any kind of tips, man, that'll save me a headache. Phenomenal, phenomenal. I definitely appreciate. So let me try execute. We'll see if this catches. No. We do have netcat on here. Let me see which. Let me try to just run a Python script. Yeah, Python. Okay, so there is Python. Is there Python 3? Okay. So they have Python 3 in there. Let me grab one of those shells, reverse shells. Let me try that. Execute. Okay, well, wait. So we have we already have a shell on there. What am I doing? So we'll execute, and that was saved in what directory are we in? So we already have one, shell.elf. Let me just run that. So execute opt strappy my API and then shell.elf. See if that works. Oh, we got a connection. Who am I? Root. Let's go. Okay, so let me grab a stronger shell here. There's my notes. So we'll go to shell commands. Make this a bit more stable. Boom. So now, as you can see, we are root at horizontal. So let me cd into the root directory, cat that root.txt. Copy that. Let's throw that in our hack the box flag submission here. Submit that. And boom. This one was kind of easy. I'll rank it as easy. So let's do a recap here on exactly what happened. So I ran an in-map scan, found port 22, port 80 open. 80 was redirecting to horizontal.htb, which I set up in my Etsy host folder, Etsy host file. And then from there, went to the website, which of course I closed all of that. So we'll just open it back up. Not a big deal. Found this basic site. Clickable links didn't go anywhere. As you can see in the bottom left hand corner, there's just a pound sign hashtag. So you click on these, doesn't do anything. All of this stuff, there's just nothing, right? It looks like it's clickable. Uh, Looked around in the page source, didn't find anything. Went to inspect, didn't find anything. I ran a directory buster scan. Didn't really find anything on that, so then ended up using FFUF, in which we found a subdomain as I was scanning for subdomains using the top 1 million list there. Found the subdomain of, I forget what it is, my API or my, wait, no, it was API dash prod. So I added that to the Etsy host file, and let me go back to it real quick. So API dash prod. Found this website here. Just said welcome. Viewed page source, wasn't anything. Inspect, didn't really have anything on there. Ran a directory scan on that as well, and then found this slash admin. The course is going to take forever to load now. Completely fine. Whatever. Tried default credentials. Tried looking up default passwords. Couldn't find anything. Tried finding a version number on this as well. Ended up finding an exploit for Strappy, which didn't require authentication. Let me look that up again. So is this one right here. So Strappy CMS 3.00 beta. So we had remote code execution unauthenticated, meaning that we don't have to be logged in for it. It was in a basic Python script. I actually ran it because I was trying to check that CMS version running. I wasn't able to find that anywhere on here. Still didn't find it. Whatever. I'm assuming this is it since this exploit worked. Ran that exploit, got our initial foothold as Strappy. Looked around in there, grabbed the flag, ran linpeas, noticed that there were some internal services running on port 1337 as well as MySQL on 3306 and on 8000, which appeared to be, web server. So because of that, I decided to pivot. Tried using SSH at first, was starting to fail, was going to use Chisel. Ended up realizing that I was an idiot and wasn't typing in the correct password for my ID RSA key. LS Gunter, hey, thanks for making it, bro. Just kind of wrapping up here. Unfortunately, ended up rooting the box. Was kind of doing a recap here. Appreciate you joining. I was a little bit later myself, man. Went to work for the reserves, the Air Force Reserves today. So got off late, and then traffic was absolutely horrible. Anyway, so yeah, had created SSH keys, put it on there, was able to SSH in as Strappy, and then leveraged that using the TACL parameter for SSH, and then I trafficked all of the directed all the traffic from port 8000 on the local local host, the target machine, into port 8000 on my actual machine. Was able to leverage that so that we could see what was actually on the service on port 8000, which was Laravel, which apparently has a great exploit here available. And we were able to leverage this to run commands as root. And then from there, I just ran the same reverse shell that we had for the initial foothold there. But I've been working through footprinting in HTB and it's kicking me in the teeth. Like sometimes, man, there's certain things that like I just don't grasp right away. API hacking essentially from the people that make Burp Sweet Port Swigger Academy. I was just not, it was just not clicking with me, man. I had to do so many different like videos and like training sessions and stuff just to understand exactly what I was doing there. But yeah, you'll make it through, man. A lot of practice. Break it down into small steps so that you kind of understand, and then do what I'm doing right now. Just start talking about it. The more you talk about it, the more you'll kind of understand it. At least that's what helped me along the way there. Good work, great recap. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you joining. Make sure you all subscribe, like, share the videos, share the website. The website, all the training and everything that I'm creating right now, it's all going to be free. But if you feel like, donation or anything like that, completely fine. You can donate at the website. If not, please share with your friends, family, whoever might be actually interested in this. We are live every Monday. I do create additional blog, CTFs walkthroughs, blog on like tool tutorials, things of that nature. And again, I am recording that training right now to go into further in depth on the tools and hacking methodology and all sorts of things, man. It's actually going to be pretty cool. So make sure you check out the website for any kind of updates there. But again, I appreciate you all joining me. It's been awesome. You guys have been great. Appreciate the interaction there. And again, and as always, if you ever have any questions on anything, any specific demonstrations that you would like me to do, let me know. I can certainly set up any kind of virtual labs and kind of go over anything. I'm really good at RF hacking, Wi-Fi, WPA2, things like that. I know that stuff in and out like the back of my hand. So if you're ever interested in any of those types of labs, let me know. But again, anything in specific, please let me know. And I will see you guys next Monday. Thanks for joining.